man. You know what I'm saying? We finna send it off and end it off in a great way, you know, not just good. Good is never enough. Gotta do great, man. Yeah. When it comes to the expectations for yourself, you have to always exceed. Only person that you should be competing with, my guy. Yeah. No, man. So a lot of people sit back and they try to tell you this, they try to tell you that, man. Regardless of what people tell you, man, you got to go your own way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, man. So shout out to everybody in the building. I already see we got one Keisha. That was the first one in here. Go ahead and let it out so I can get it out, Keisha. You know what I'm saying? I know I bring you a sense of fulfillment, so fulfill your role so I can get you up out of here. There we go. Look at you trying to type fast. Out of there, sonny. Yeah, you thought you was going to do it, man. And that's the reason why we keep on winning. And that's the reason why you keep on losing, man. Sitting back, having a great time, putting down the game the way it's supposed to be put down, you know. Living life the way it's supposed to be lived, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they're alive, but it's like they only live for people who go live. They ain't got nothing to talk about. They don't have nothing productive to share with other people. They have no testimony that they overcome because they always succumb to their situations, homie. It's about sitting back, realizing what you came from, but saying to yourself, this is not what I'm limited to. Just because you came from a certain background doesn't mean you have to be limited to it. You can become great, you know what I'm saying? And I'm finna get you up out of here too. Keep making more accounts and keep coming back to Papa. Trying to talk, even though I'm not going to talk to you. And now I got a moderator in here, so I don't got to touch the screen. So keep my moderators busy while we keep you spinning around looking dizzy. Hi, what's good, Kate? Oh, and I got Ava in the building, you see? So now y'all can try to play, but I'm going to tell you right now that it's a solo game. No, man, it's like the old CODs back in the day before they had multiplayer where you can only play the campaign. But remember, it's always going to be solo, so it ain't going to be no multiplayer, not no multiplier. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just giving content like Markiplier. Yeah, putting it down and laying it down the way it's supposed to be given, man. So today is a great day. Maybe you didn't have the best start, but guess what? How you start will be how you finish, but guess what? You can start right now, homie. You can restart. That's what you have to understand. When you start, you can also restart. So when it comes to your progress, understand that, look, you got to look at the pathway. You got to look yourself in the mirror and say, this is what I don't like about myself. And which of these things that I don't like can I change? And it's up to you to make that change, man. And the people that are in your circle, you can share it with them. And it's up to them to hold you accountable. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why we do what we do. We keep the Keishas mad. We keep the goblins repeating and saying our name. We keep people up in the chat thinking that they're going to say something, but guess what? It has no volume. So you can keep typing and writing. It's always good to have some type of muscular endurance when it comes to your process. None of you would ever go to a gym, but you can keep working your jaws and using your fingers to construct sentences, and maybe one day you'll get noticed. For real, though. Yeah, that came clutch, man. So look. We getting ready to conclude this series, but right now, this is just the introduction. We just started, man. So what I will tell you right now, man, is stay away from people who like to gossip, but also stay away from people who always like to be entertained. Because the minute that the entertainment is removed, all of a sudden they will entertain getting entertainment off of talking down on you. You see, these individuals crave something, so it might seem like they reside and abide and remain loyal with you, but homie, by default, once you remove that activity or topic of conversation that even initiates something between you two, all of a sudden you will see who they really are. What's good, Khalid? What's good, Jonah, man? We just doing it the way it's supposed to be done. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you come in here talking about... Never mind, my moderator already did it. You see, when you come into my chat, you going to chat with me first. Ain't no hello chat. You don't got no platform. You don't got no voice. You don't got no microphone. Yeah. And if you did, you're probably using the styrofoam like Scary Movie 2. Sit back and understand right now that you need to make an announcement to the king that's on the stage, because as the dynamic that I clearly stated over and over again remains, I'm on the stage, you're on my page. Yeah. So you ain't finna sit around at 5 o'clock in the morning thinking you the main character by the way of a comment section. No. Facts. Yeah, facts. So, man, everybody double tap the screen and let's get them likes up, man. We gonna be governed by the spirit of the game. We're going to speak about whatever we want to speak about, man. I might repeat some things that I said last live, man. You just have to understand that everybody that follows you, man, guess what? It don't mean that they loyal. You know why? Because your shadow follows you each and every single day. But if the worst of the worst situation happens, guess what? Your shadow ain't going to do nothing. Just because your shadow was there doesn't mean it's got your back. It looks just like you. It's built just like you. A lot of people can look just like you, be built just like you, and have the exact representation of a reflection when you look at them. But guess what? If they're not you, they're not you. And if they don't have the same principles and standards and morals, well, guess what? It don't matter what they look like. It don't change who they is. Yeah. It don't matter what they look like. It don't change who they is. Boy, oh boy, that was cold. Everybody that follow you don't follow you, man. Your shadow follows you. But it ain't gonna be there to back you up when things start to act up in life. Because a lot of people are really motivated and ready for whatever when things are going right. But the minute that stuff hits the fan, all of a sudden, They're perturbed. They don't know what to do. They're questioning everything. They no longer have the answers that they always had accessible to themselves when everything was going cool. Get them Keishas up out of here. There ain't no way we got dudes sitting around at 5 o'clock in the morning calling me by the name of another man that doesn't know him. Never gave him a free copy of the album. Never followed him. Never liked any of their pictures. Never did anything. But here you are sitting around glazing. Can't make it up. What we got, man? Facts. Yep. Hey, okay, look at that. All them chats got removed. I thought we had some comments, but I guess it was just a bunch of, Keishas and goblins. They get together, they hold hands, and they say, okay, we're all going to run to the comment section and say this and say that. Okay, you can do that. Many have tried and all have failed. Yeah, no, man, you have to have that type of mentality. People that try to get under your skin, many have tried, but all have failed. They think they can do something. They think they can talk about something, but they ain't talking about nothing, homie. These people ain't been battle tested. You know what I'm saying? They ain't proficient or nothing. They're only sufficient at playing a role, which is being a Keisha. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing going on. They ain't got nothing to talk about, and that's the reason why they ain't got no emotion. You can tell by the people that access and the way that they involve themselves to the live stream what they got going on. By the questions that they ask, by the topics that they randomly try to bring up. These are the individuals that can't even pay attention to the lesson, but get really frustrated when they see the results of the test. They were too busy always running around to the pencil sharpener whenever class was in session, so whenever they don't have progression and they feel left out, it's because they never got right. Yeah, when you feel left out, it's because you never got right, homie. Hey, what's up? Any advice? Nah, I ain't got no advice for them. But I do know what they can do. They can get a shovel. They can make something go, they can make something appear in the ground and hop in it. That's exactly what they can do, you know what I'm saying? And then cover the top. That's what they can do, man. Yeah, go touch some grass. That's what a lot of them need to do. A lot of you need to understand the essential of sunlight. Vitamin D is very imperative. A lot of y'all don't go outside. You're like, well, I turned my lamp on. Listen, buddy, that was man-made, man. Yeah. Quit letting another man make you and go outside and really be out in nature and get in tune with yourself. These people don't go to parks. Man, anytime that they even go to a theme park, they can't even roll the coaster. They got to be on their phone. Ooh, look at where I'm at. Look at what I'm doing. We have individuals that can't even go to Olive Garden. They can't even go to Chick-fil-A. They can't go to any restaurant without feeling the need to show other people what they're putting in their mouth. We live in a time where people want to be accepted by way of what they're putting in their mouth. I mean, you literally can't make this up, man. Yeah, no, so that's why I'm saying, man, it's vital to understand that if you're living for acceptance, you were living the wrong way, so you need to get right. Because a lot of people that don't get right, when they're trying to associate with a chosen one, get left. When you get into a relationship with somebody that's secure, and they sense that you have a lack of security, they gonna remove themselves. Because a lot of guys are good at fooling ladies into thinking they're a certain type of guy. But once a lady gets integrated into the daily routine, once she's in your house, once she's around you, this, that, and the third, she sees that you ain't got nothing. So all of a sudden, you're trying to impose your will, but guess what? You really don't do anything. Yeah, you really don't do anything. So how can somebody respect somebody trying to tell them to do something when that person in and of itself doesn't even do nothing? You know what I'm saying? Social media for real ruin. I can't even speak. Social media for real ruin people's perspectives on real life. Exactly. We got too many people that are constantly being exposed to highlight content. Oh, this person's there. That person's over there. This person's doing this. They got this many followers. So they think that equates to happiness. But if they knew what really went on behind the scenes, they wouldn't be chasing that. They're too busy chasing everybody but themselves, homie. They're too busy trying to sprint into other people's lanes when they have to realize that life is a marathon, not a sprint. So you got to stay in your own lane and keep your eyes ahead. But they too worried about what's on the right and left. And whenever you do track in high school, if any of you did it, if you focus too much on what's on the right and what's on the left, and there's a hurdle upcoming, you're going to trip over it. That's why I don't trip on nothing. Because I'm only paying attention to what's ahead of me. And whatever obstacle's in front of me, if I can't overcome it, well, I'm going to get better. I am a trial and error type of individual. The more that I mess up, the more that I get better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person where you can say, hey, do it like that, and I'm going to automatically do it like that. No, I learn by messing up. But I don't see my losses as a hit to who I am. I see it as a lesson where you can increase your wisdom. I tell people all the time, never take money and fame over wisdom, because the game can feed you forever, man. Yeah, this, you know what I'm saying? People just show the good in their life, which leads to everyone competing for status, yeah. And people are competing with the wrong people. Why would you compete with somebody who doesn't even know you exist? If you have a friend group where it's like you're both uplifting one another and you're trying to exceed your current goals and you're trying to accomplish certain things and whatever the endeavors or whatever the case may be, I understand that that's healthy competition. But at the end of the day, you really shouldn't be competing with anyone but who you were yesterday. It's better to try than to wonder if you should have bet on yourself. Exactly, Destiny. Destiny always coming in, putting down good game. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they're looking in the mirror, but homie, they're not looking at themselves in the mirror. they're looking at the likes, clicks, and views, man. A lot of people get on social media, they see a certain picture, they might like it, but just because somebody else didn't like it when they posted it, now all of a sudden they take it down. Think about that mentality. You post something that you liked, but just because a certain amount of people didn't like it, you no longer like it. How can people not liking you get you not to like you, homie? You got to know who you are, so regardless of who accepts or rejects you, you remain the same. I tell people every day, man, there's going to be people that support me, and there's going to be people that don't like me, the Keishas, right? But guess what? Those positions are interchangeable because people move off of how they feel nowadays, not off of what you've done. So they might like me today, but if a message hit them tomorrow, they gonna not like me. They'll pretend to be a supporter. Lo and behold, they got a burner account saying that they're a Keisha. This is the types of stuff that goes on. So I understand that this is social media. So I don't look at people as real. I look at me as real because I really know who I am. I realize that there's real lies and there's hate within the love. The love. Because nowadays people throw around the word love, but it don't even have no value. Because they don't stand by nothing. The minute that they don't feel something, all of a sudden they switch up on you. They speak down about you. They gossip about you to somebody else. But what these people don't understand is when they gossiping to you, man, if they'll gossip to you, guess what they'll do? Yeah, they'll gossip about you. Nah, man, if people will gossip to you about somebody else, they will gossip about you given the same circumstances. But it's like a lot of people don't even contemplate a lot of people don't even contemplate this reality. So then they be feeling surprised when the inevitable repeats itself. Homie, you should have knew that. If you know the rules to the game, you can't be mad when people play by the rules. You know what I'm saying? By the rules of the Keisha, by the rules of the gossip, by the rules of the telephone. That's the way that it go, man. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to make sure while you're experiencing real life out here, you pay attention to people's actions, man. Because a lot of people are real when it's just you and them. But whenever another crowd gets around, whenever a certain individual gets around, then all of a sudden they start switching up and they start choosing sides. A lot of people start choosing sides when they have an option. When people don't have options, of course they're going to be loyal to you because they ain't got nobody else to be loyal to. But once they see a team where they feel like they can win more at, man, once they see a team that they feel like they can win more with, they ain't going to be willing. Oh, I'm going to get this right. This finna be cold. Listen, once they see a team where they feel like they can win more with, they ain't going to be tripping off of losing you. Once they see a team that they can win more with, they ain't going to be tripping off of losing you. Even though y'all can build, even though y'all could sit back and really have communications within your conversations and come to some resolutions. No, they're like, nah, man, I don't want to work on this. I just want that. And these are the types of individuals that we got nowadays. Instead of building off of something where you both have the same destination in mind, instead, homie, people will see that you're real, but will do something fake in order to get monetized, in order to get a couple of likes, clicks, and views. It don't matter how they view you. They're willing to screw you. I'm just giving you some game. That's true till you start to miss me and I won't be there. It always goes like that. That's 100% facts. And look, man, make sure each and every single one of y'all go ahead and send me a message right now on TikTok. As soon as this episode's over, I'm sending everybody my Snapchat home. That's the best way to talk to me, know when I'm going live next, and to stay up to date with the content. And make sure if you message me that you are willing to be active. I do a activity check once a day just to keep everything going. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, make sure y'all all do that. You can't claim to be a supporter and then not support me. I don't go off of who says it. I go off of who shows it. And get that person up out of here, man. If you gotta ask a question, you probably shouldn't be asking it. Out of here. I cut all my options off for him, and now I have 3 more enemies. Well, guess what? If you got rid of your options for somebody and then you realize you had enemies, it's not the fact that you got new enemies. Those were enemies the whole time. You see, if you a lady in here and you get with a guy and you really trying to build something and all of a sudden your homegirls switch up on you, it's because they jealous and they wish that they could be in your position. Because what those ladies will do next, the worst thing to do when you're in a relationship as a lady is to go to your homegirl saying, he did this and he did that. Because, homie, you cannot expect to get relationship advice from someone who doesn't have a solid track record in wherever you're getting the advice from. So if they realize that by you getting out of the relationship will bring you back to them so y'all can do this, that, and the third, they're going to say whatever they need to say to get you to make the best decision, which includes you getting away from that person. You see, people who reside in negativity, the first thing that they want you to do is subtract yourself. People that thrive and reside by the way of negativity, the first thing that they want you to do is to subtract yourself from a situation without any resistance. Anytime things get bad, they want you to leave. They don't want you to get right. They want you to go left. And you sitting around thinking that they got your best interest. They're not interested in you. They're interested in what they can take from you, homie. You know what I'm saying? Get that person up out of here. I don't know. You got to spell properly. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to motivate you to spell words properly the first time. The next time you come in my chat. Out of here. Out of here. Out of here. You said, dude, some of these people who've been through it have pretty good advice. Yeah, man, but sometimes you be having people that sit back and say they got the best for you, but really they want to see the worst happen. And I don't operate in a virtual world. I operate in reality. And you don't have to search for answers when you know you're the truth. You can't always go off of how you feel. If someone's treating you right, they treating you right. If y'all have a disagreement one time, that don't mean all of a sudden now you want to gossip central to everybody you know. You can't involve somebody from the outside and expect them to make the best decision for what's going on inside. Because whenever you're telling someone something, you're only telling them one side of the story. And that's not the way the stories go. You get what I'm saying? What's up? What it do, Maya? How you get this key ship out of here. I don't know what you're talking about. You're doing too much talking and typing. If you feel like you got that much game, mashed potatoes, yeah, you need to go live and you need to speak. Yeah, you got that much game. Why are you in my comment section? You see, the ones that feel like they got so much game to the point to where they type in paragraphs, you supposed to be going live. You supposed to be talking. But it's these same individuals that can type a multitude of sentences that do not show their full face in pictures when they take them. They be like this or they be like this. You know what I'm saying? Their profile pictures are nothing. They don't have any content, but they're content with remaining in my comment section thinking that they're going to teach the teacher. You are a student when you're in my stream. And if you don't like it, here's the door. I never forced anyone to be here. Even though I like Star Wars, yeah, I'm not strong with the Force. If you don't like it, then why are you listening? If you don't like it, then why are you watching it? If you don't want to see me, then why you got me on your TV? You feel me? Yeah. Nah, man. There ain't no way that you're listening and watching somebody that you don't agree with. Out. So yeah, man, we're just putting down good game. But look, man, I want to pass the mic over to y'all. Does anybody have any topics or situations where you want advice on, or any current events where you want to get my perception on? Like I say, I can only speak on things that I have knowledge of, so go ahead and take your chance. You never know. Yeah, I can already feel the coffee starting to exit my system, so I got to get ready to go to the gym and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When this live is over, that don't mean I start living. When this live is over, that don't mean I stop living. I got a lot to do. And look, man, make sure each and every single one of y'all send me a message on TikTok, because as soon as this episode's over, for about 5 minutes, I'll be sending everyone who messages me my Snapchat. That's the best way to talk to me, know when I'm going live next, and to stay up to date with the content. There is exclusive content that is only there, so make sure you all do it. Hey, how to handle a breakup? You just handle it, my guy. When people leave your life, they left. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit back and try to get somebody back that decided to leave you. When they leave you, they left you. That means that they no longer felt like you were of any value to their life. And it doesn't always necessarily mean that they're wrong. Maybe you did some things wrong. But guess what? Now that distraction is out of your life, come to reality with your feelings, but do not allow your feelings to halt your self-development. Now you have to improve even more so that when you get with the next individual, either you can see the things ahead of time that can lead to you ending things before it gets to the same summary, or you can improve the things which drove this person away from you. Because a lot of people like to speak on experiences from the good guy position, but you're not always the good guy. You don't get to control if you're the bad guy in someone else's story. Have I ever moved out of the state by myself? And if so, how do I adapt? I'm moving soon. Yeah, moving is, it can be very, very overwhelming, because you cannot expect the unexpected when it comes to ideally knowing all the, extremities that come to relocating. So what I will tell you right now is never move anywhere if you aren't present with yourself, because if you aren't present with yourself, wherever you travel, you will get lost even more. So if you know what you want to do, you got to have a plan, and you have to understand that when you move, a lot of people want to transition into complete comfortability, but life throws curveballs at you. So just understand that as long as you're mindful with everything that happens and you take it one day at a time, you'll be okay. But you got to have the right people in your circle. Don't move with or to people who you can't trust without a shadow of a doubt that your name is not safe with them behind closed doors. And goodness gracious, it's like I want to say certain things, but my tongue is getting in the way and stopping me. This is when that caffeine starts to come down. I'm going to have to get me another cup. Yeah, man, I love coffee, man. Yeah, I'm going to get sponsored by some type of coffee one day. It keeps me going and flowing. Whenever I don't necessarily feel like going, well, guess what? Drink some coffee. And even though I still might not feel like going, at least I have the energy to. You got to go, man. You got to find your own, what's the way that I'm looking for it? You got to find your own enhancer, because there's only a certain amount of energy that we possess within the day before we're completely fatigued. But just because you're fatigued doesn't mean that certain objectives no longer have to be completed. So you have to go by the means of a healthy alternative that will provide you with the energy that you no longer have to be able to complete said task. Now, there are always going to be pluses and negatives about it. Like, for instance, you'll notice that there was a trend throughout my first live to now that the energy starts to drop. And it's like, I have all the knowledge in the game, but I can't say it the way that I want to say it. I get to stuttering and fumbling, but guess what? I'm still going to give the game. The delivery might not be as unscathed as the other ones, but it's still game. Game is still game, regardless. I'm still putting it down on the ground, and however you pick it up, you pick it up. Hey, love. Yeah, Mod QB in the chat. What's good, QB? What's good, Scarlett? I love coffee too, for sure. What's everybody's favorite? What's everybody's favorite flavor of coffee? Goodness gracious, bro. Goodness gracious, man. What's everybody's favorite flavor of coffee? I am a sucker for pumpkin. Anything pumpkin flavored, I go absolutely insane for. I now have a Keurig maker, so I use pumpkin spice coffee grounds, pumpkin spice creamer. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I think the reason that I overindulge in it is because it's a seasonal thing, so it's almost like a commodity, and I don't know, man. How do you handle someone who doesn't compromise well? You don't. You see, a lot of the answers to you guys' questions, I appreciate you asking them, but you really need to read your question out loud before you send it, because the answer is in itself. How do you handle someone who won't compromise? You don't. People that aren't willing to compromise with you, that means that they don't value you. And guess what? If they don't value you, there's nothing that you can build with them. You're replaceable to them. You are just a distraction. You are just something that is a time filler. You are something that they can extract energy from whenever they're feeling low. Guess what? They don't regard you high. So that's the reason why they take from you. Pumpkin coffee is so comforting. Yep, same answer I had. Exactly. Shout out to Catholic for the lightning bolts. And goodness gracious, man. I'm about to slow down the tempo a little bit because I'm getting mad at how I keep getting in the way of what I want to say. It's starting to get on my nerves. Feels like my tongue's twisted or something. You know, like carpets whenever they... Caramel. I used to really like caramel, but I don't know what it is over time. You know, I used to really always get caramel frappes from McDonald's. Ew, right? McDonald's, that's like the last choice. But I used to get caramel frappes from there, and then all of a sudden, I think it's something that was conjuncture with my allergies to the point to wherever I drink something caramel. I'm about to end this live in a minute, guys. I can't talk, man. I can't talk. I'm about to start rapping because I can't even speak. But it got to the point to where whenever I would try to drink something that had caramel in it, would give me like this physical reaction in my upper nostril. I don't know, it's weird. Mocha almond? Yeah, almond milk is way underrated. Once you get used to the new flavor, it's actually not as bad as people like to make it out to be. It's usually the ones that never try anything that talk so negatively about it. It's like, how do you have so much of an opinion of something you never even tried? Thank you. I guess I'm letting my feelings answer wrong instead. No, Don, it's okay. You can ask those questions because it provides teaching moments. There's nothing wrong with asking respectful questions. Your showing of humility provides you the ability to grow as a person. I'm no better than you. I've just decided to level up in my own life. I came from a lot of experiences where I made the wrong decisions, and it's like I expected the right outcomes, and that of in itself is hypocrisy. So it's like sometimes you got to disconnect to reconnect, and you got to be able to ask people who are much further along than you how to do things. You're never going to learn without the knowledge. Knowledge is powerful. So if you approach people with humility rather than arrogance, you'll get the answer you so want to you so desire. Oh, so he's handsome and he's smart. Thank you, Halo. I appreciate that, love. And look, man, I'm getting ready to end this live soon because I'm getting all discombobulated and I can't even speak the way I want to speak. So make sure each and every single one of you send me a message, man, right now on TikTok. Everybody. I'm sending my snap to everyone who messages me. That's the best way to talk to me. Know when I'm going live next and to stay up to date with the content, you know. We are coming upon Friday, and if anybody in here is a FNAF fan, I'm absolutely excited to go watch this Five Nights at Freddy's movie. You know, back when I was way younger, I used to really like listen to Game Theory and Markiplier, and it would be like days on days, endless amounts of time of me just sitting back consuming the lore, you know, back when I had no responsibilities, and we just swore we wanted to grow up until we were grown, and then we realized all the responsibilities didn't add up to the desires that we had. So, you know, a lot of people, they come to reality abruptly with the rude awakening that once you walk across that stage, you are now walking into a new level of life, and with the new level of life, there are going to be new bosses, and the difficulty is going to increase. So you have to be willing to develop as a person, otherwise you will not have the attributes to take on the bosses of life. You know, it's like to the gamers out there, you know, I don't I don't really play video games like that. I earn it, and if I earn it in my free time and it's something that I want to do, I'll play them. But, you know, back then when I played Skyrim, if I wasn't a certain level or I didn't have the certain attacks or weapons or armor, I wasn't going to be able to defeat what I needed to defeat. So you can't expect a victory when you haven't had adamant preparation. Says, I have recently been isolating myself from family and everything, so hopefully my evolution hits then. Isolation, I don't know if you believe in God, but it brings you closer to God. So when you get closer to God, you get further away from people because you realize a lot of people that were in your life weren't actually down for you. Sometimes it'll be your actual parents that you need to disassociate with in your life. And this is an unpopular point that a lot of people don't speak on. They just say accept your parents no matter what. But a lot of times, dude, when you are more successful than your parents, they're not proud of you. They're jealous of you. And they still want to control you. And since they can't have leverage on your success, they talk down on you. You know, a lot of times when you guys wanted to be content creators or you wanted to go down a career path where maybe it wasn't what they wanted you to do through the entirety of them bringing you up. So now all of a sudden when you start doing it, since they can't see the financial reward from it, they're going to try to tell you should do something else. And it's like, I'd argue that a parent that really wants to have a secure relationship with their children, they're going to sit down and listen to them communicate what they really want to do and how they're going to get there. And if they have a plan, as long as they're following that plan, they're going to support them. If they're not supporting it, then they could come in and say this, that, and the third. But a lot of parents actually drive their kids out of their life because they try to live through them rather than live with them. That's the issue that I see, you know, out there nowadays and stuff like that. Hopefully you get the message, man. It might not be the highest level of clarity right now, but I'm putting it down the way it's supposed to be put down, man. So pick it up. And shout out to everybody liking. We are nearing 10K. I'm not going to be live too much longer. Like I said, I have other things to do. But if you guys have any questions, topics, it can even be about the current events. It could be about this drama stuff going on with whatever the case may be. Put it down right now and I'll speak about it. Does having more variety benefit yourself? I need context with that, buddy. What do you mean by variety? You know what I'm saying? Variety pertaining to what? Give me more context and I'll be happy to answer your question. And shout out to all the Keishas right now. They could be doing anything else, but they're watching and listening to someone that they claim not to like. I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate you, putting your pom-poms up, being good cheerleaders and not speaking. Because my moderators will do what they need to do very quickly if you come out of the shadows and speak into the light. Remain in the darkness, you monsters. So yeah, man, I'm going to wait a couple more seconds for anybody to suggest anything. And if not, I feel like I've gotten to a great point. It says, do I think, I don't really know what's going on with Holly Berry. If she is, she is. If she ain't, she ain't. I'm not really worried about if another man put a hot dog in a lady to have a baby. I'm not worried about where a man putting his hot dog. If she is, she is. That has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't sit around thinking, ooh, is Holly Berry? No. I'm not very interested in that topic. Sorry, respectfully. Do you mean being multifaceted, like having multiple talents about yourself? Yeah, I think everybody should diversify what they want to have a career in. I don't think you should just be an artist if you make music. Maybe you like drawing. Maybe you like graphic design. Maybe you are a photogenic individual. You should be a model. Maybe you have a certain situation in your life that you overcame and you feel like there are people out there that can relate. You see, you can do many things. We live in a time where people want to put you in a box. For instance, like Jake Paul, when he does the boxing, they want to say you're a YouTuber. They don't want to believe that he can be a boxer because he was a YouTuber. Just because you're one thing doesn't mean you can't be another. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're actually really investing into it and you're taking yourself serious, it doesn't matter who's not taking you serious. As long as you take yourself serious, forget everybody else's criticisms. It's just like toilet paper. You wipe with it and flush it. It don't matter that much. I hope you're proud of myself. Oh yeah, I'm very proud of myself. I'm so, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Helping in society in general. Don't help people that can't help themselves. That's what I'll say, you know what I'm saying? Don't help people that can't help themselves. Now, obviously, situations that are going on around the world right now with the two countries, those people can't help themselves because they're going through a situation where there's a lot of casualties taking place. But I'm talking about day to day when it comes to having interactions with people, relationships with people. Don't seek to help people that can't help themselves, because it's like a mouse. It's like trying to give a mouse a cookie. If you ever read that book in elementary, the more that you give it, the more that it's going to want to take from you. And guess what? They're only going to respect you as much as the last thing you've given them. And the minute that you say no, they're going to forget about all your yeses and try to make you to look like a bad person when in fact you've done nothing but good for them. So people that can't help themselves don't have a desire to help themselves and aren't seeking to make more of themselves, you can't help them. Misery loves company, and you do not need to accompany them, because the energy that you put yourself around will eventually consume you, and you will be an example of it. You know what I'm saying? You can't put yourself around certain individuals and be surprised when you're the mirror image and the embodiment of everything bad that they possess, because they're possessed. It's an entity, and don't let it get into you, because they're an enemy. You know what I'm saying? I don't let an enemy with an entity get into me. Stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? If you like what I'm doing, congratulations. Everybody that likes me, I don't like them. Everybody that follows me, I don't follow them back. A lot of people's accounts say follow back. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way that it go, man. That's why I say, don't expect that everybody that follows you has your best interest. My shadow follows me everywhere that I walk, but if something happens to me, my shadow isn't going to protect me. But it's right by me all the time, right? Just because somebody's right by your side doesn't mean that they're not looking for you to be vulnerable, so you can be susceptible to a betrayal. Because when they realize that you're looking so much forward because you became vulnerable to them, you're no longer looking at your peripherals, and that's when they can get you. One of the coolest things about playing running back is I had to learn to watch my peripherals, otherwise I would get blindsided. And get that Keisha up out of my chat. You have no identity, and your username looks like an old Hotmail email. Out of here. You see how I do them? And I just get right back to the game. Right back to the regularly scheduled program. You heard? Yeah, man. So with that being said, we're getting ready to wrap this episode up, guys. I hope you were able to pick up the game that I put down. Make sure each and every single one of you send me a message right now on TikTok so I can send you all my Snapchat. That's the best way to stay up to date with the content and communicate with me. So with that being said, I want you all to have a great day. Don't let anyone get in your way. Understand that there are things that you do need to improve. Don't be delusional, but don't allow anyone to keep you remaining the same because they want to tell you what you used to be and what you can't be and what you can be. You know who you are. You know who you are when there's no camera, when there's no microphone, when you're all by yourself. So sit back, reflect, correct, and check your circle and make sure, because a lot of people smile in your face all the while they want to take your place. And some people, they don't need to be updated in your life. They need to be discontinued. So with that being said, everybody send me a message. I want you all to have a great day. And to you, Keishas, man, go make something out of yourself, okay? Put the Taki down. Put the nacho cheese Doritos down, the Mountain Dew, okay? I know that you're wallowing in your own sorrow. I know that you're having an episode of projection, but guess what? You could become great too. Get that quiche out of your body. It don't belong there. So with that being said, man, until next time, universal alignment. Peace.